It began as a whisper in fan forums, and within hours, the news went viral. André Rieu, the king of waltz, is facing a dramatic pivot in his storied career, and fans around the globe are reeling. Here's what's unfolding. 1. Sudden European tour cancellation. Just 2 weeks before the first proms in Vienna and Maastricht, Rieu's team quietly announced the postponement of all spring dates, citing urgent medical advice. Social media videos show empty festival seats and puzzled ticket holders demanding refunds. Official statements promise makeup shows next autumn, but no new dates have been set. 2. A shock health revelation. Insider reports suggest Rieu is battling a recurring knee injury that threatens his ability to lead the Johann Strauss Orchestra on stage. Though previous surgeries were thought successful, medical scans revealed advanced cartilage wear. Doctors are reportedly recommending at least a 6-month recovery, far longer than Rieu's original plan. 3. Fans fear an early retirement. Across Twitter and Facebook, devotees mourn the possibility that their icon may step back permanently. Hashtags like #RieuForever and #WaltzWithAndra are trending as fans share memories of sold-out concerts. A surge of Google searches for André Rieu retirement and Strauss Orchestra future underscores widespread anxiety about the maestro's future. 4. A Netflix documentary in the works. As if to stoke the fire, a rights deal leak reveals Rieu has signed on for a behind-the-scenes Netflix film chronicling his career highs. And now, this health crisis. Teasers promise unprecedented access to his private rehearsals, family home in Maastricht, and candid interviews about life beyond the limelight. 5. Surprise collaboration rumors. Industry insiders whisper that Rieu is negotiating a crossover project with a top pop artist. Names floated include Andrea Bocelli and even Taylor Swift. The idea: blend classical waltzes with contemporary vocals in a once-in-a-lifetime concert. If confirmed, this would mark Rieu's most unexpected creative venture, reframing him not just as a purveyor of tradition, but as a boundary-breaking innovator. 6. What this means for the Johann Strauss Orchestra. Substitute conductors have been lined up for upcoming festival residencies in Budapest and Buenos Aires. Some longtime orchestra members worry about losing the unique chemistry that sprung from Rieu's charismatic podium style. Others see an opportunity. Guest conductors like Elena Bashkirova, Berlin Concerthaus, and Gustavo Dudamel could infuse fresh energy, potentially reshaping the ensemble's global identity. In the wake of André Rieu's abrupt tour cancellation, fans rushed to ticketing websites only to find cryptic notices explaining that spring performances in Vienna, Maastricht, and Paris would not proceed as planned. Social media feeds quickly filled with videos of disappointed patrons holding unused wristbands and handwritten "Will attend Rieu 2024" posters. Online forums buzzed over refund logistics. Some ticket hubs automatically issued credit vouchers, while others required formal email requests, a process that left international visitors scrambling to recoup travel and hotel fees. Fan-run Facebook groups organized collective outreach efforts, pooling contact details for local box offices and sharing step-by-step guides on securing full reimbursements. Even reseller marketplaces saw a brief spike in free, just cover fees listings as die-hard supporters attempted peer-to-peer transfers that could salvage a chance at rescheduled dates. Behind closed doors, Rieu's management worked feverishly to navigate the fallout. An internal memo circulated among European promoters, outlining a cascading plan. Reschedule Vienna's Staatsoper residency to late September, shift Maastricht's Vrijthof squares to early October, and defer Paris's Grand Palais concerts until November. Coordinators grappled with venue availability, airline slot windows, and scenic light programming originally coordinated with local municipalities. According to a source in Rieu's production team, every postponement required renegotiating complex licensing agreements for special fireworks displays, ballet collaborations, and regional tourism partnerships. In some cities, organizers scrambled to preserve Rieu-branded local sponsorship deals tied to wine tastings and flower markets. It's like playing three-dimensional chess with calendars and contracts, says one promoter. Every move affects 10 others. The core reason for the cancellations surfaced in an official statement from Rieu's physician, Dr. Marianne Voss, who confirmed that the maestro had been diagnosed with bilateral knee osteoarthritis, a degenerative condition exacerbated by decades of podium pacing in high heels. MRI scans reportedly revealed thinning cartilage and bone-on-bone contact, with fluid buildup causing swelling after just 15 minutes on his tall conductor's podium. Rather than risk permanent mobility loss, Rieu underwent a minimally invasive arthroscopic procedure last month, followed by an intensive 6-week rehabilitation protocol. Videos leaked by attendees at his private physiotherapy sessions showed Rieu working with resistance bands and balance boards, coached by a team of orthopedic specialists to maintain core strength while sparing his knees undue strain. These revelations fueled widespread speculation about whether Rieu might choose early retirement. #RieuRetires trended briefly alongside more affectionate tags like #RieuForever, as fans posted montage videos of his signature white tailcoat swirling across historic squares, from Rome's Piazza Navona to Sydney's Opera House forecourt. Some supporters shared personal testimonials. "My wife and I saw him conduct at 74. If 78 is the limit, I'd rather remember him at his best," wrote one Reddit user. Others organized digital petition drives, pledging loyalty if Rieu would simply take 1 year off for recovery and return strong, rather than bow out entirely. The emotional intensity underscored how deeply one performer's health can ripple through global audiences. Amid the health drama, a leak confirmed that Rieu had sealed a new multi-part Netflix documentary, provisionally titled Maestro in Motion. The series promises unprecedented access to Rieu's private life. Cameras will follow him from operating suites to rehearsal halls, trace his family roots in Maastricht, and capture candid conversations on his 18th century French canal barge, where he composes new waltz arrangements. An early trailer, circulated by an entertainment insider, reveals Rieu poring over antique sheet music charts and discussing his dream of passing legacy to his 2 sons. The trailer ends with Rieu wistfully gazing at empty concert seats, promising viewers a story of music, healing, and the courage to keep dancing. Rumors of surprise collaborations have added another layer of intrigue. Word leaked that Rieu has met with Andrea Bocelli in Monte Carlo to explore a duet orchestral album blending Bocelli's tenor with sweeping violin, and possibly recording a Spanish version of E Luz van Lustel. More unexpectedly, whispers mention a meeting with Shawn Mendes, who allegedly played Rieu his own pop cover of Blue Danube. Industry gossip claims Rieu envisions an album that pairs youth-driven pop vocals with classical waltz backdrops, an approach that could introduce him to a whole new demographic if it comes to fruition. Demos exchanged on secure file transfer servers suggest early vocal takes already layered over Strauss overtures, though neither artist has confirmed specifics. Finally, the Johann Strauss Orchestra itself faces its own crossroads. With the maestro sidelined, Deputy Conductor Valeria Michailova has been tapped to lead upcoming performances in Budapest and Buenos Aires. Michailova, known for her dynamic interpretations of Eastern European folk tunes, will bring fresh phrasing to the Strauss repertoire, but longtime members worry whether her podium manner can replicate Rieu's exuberant stage presence. In internal discussions, musicians expressed both optimism and trepidation. "Valeria is world-class," says a principal violinist requesting anonymity, but audiences come to see André pirouette on that podium. Recreating that magic won't be easy. Guest conductors, including Dudamel protégé Sofia Gonzalez, have also been floated for one-off dates, a move that could diversify the orchestra's sound but leave questions about its core identity. As Section 2 draws to a close, fans await firm news on rescheduled dates, while the Netflix documentary and possible star duets promise to keep the spotlight on André Rieu, even if he's temporarily away from the conductor's stand. Whether he returns triumphant or begins a new creative chapter, one thing is clear. The King of Waltz continues to orchestrate headlines around the world. Beyond the tour upheaval, it's André Rieu's Netflix documentary, Maestro Unmasked, that has truly captivated audiences. Filming began undercover last autumn, capturing candid moments never before broadcast. In the opening sequence, Rieu steps off a riverboat at dawn in Maastricht, violin case in hand, greeting cafe owners by name. Viewers then follow him inside his family home. Heirloom violins line the walls, an old piece of the Royal Concert gave out Orchestra spin on a vintage turntable. According to insiders, the first two episodes delve into Rieu's childhood, his teenage years at the Conservatorium Maastricht, where he juggled waltzes with soccer practice, and his fierce rivalry with a fellow violin prodigy that sparked his competitive drive. Episode 3 shifts focus to Rieu's professional breakthrough. Rare footage from 1987 shows him conducting a street corner quartet in Paris's Latin Quarter, luring sidewalk crowds with Strauss melodies. Production crews unearthed a silent 16mm clip of passers-by tap dancing to his ensemble, proof of his early flair for blending formal concert music with street-level spontaneity. Intercut interviews with former band members describe how Rieu risked personal funds to record his first self-produced LP, pledging the success of that album on his personal mortgage. That leap of faith paid off. The record sold out within weeks, igniting his dream of taking classical music beyond concert halls. Mid-series, directors uphold suspense with teasers of unreleased duets. We glimpse a candlelit studio session with Andrea Bocelli, Bocelli's tenor weaving through Rieu's violin arpeggios on Panis Angelicus. Then, a shadowy clip from Nashville shows Rieu testing pop star Shawn Mendes's vocal range over a Viennese waltz rhythm. Though full tracks remain under wraps, these flashes have fueled rampant speculation that the final episodes may unveil a formal Bocelli-Rieu album or a global televised special titled When Pop Meets Waltz. The documentary's emotional apex arrives in episode 6, where Rieu confronts his knee surgery and recovery. Over home video footage, we watch him wince as he attempts to don formal tailcoat trousers, then surrender to tears mid-morning workout. His two sons, Laurens and Pierre, exchange worried glances on camera, revealing how the patriarch's health crisis jolted family dynamics. Rieu's wife Marjorie recites a heartfelt letter. "You have given the world so much joy. Now it's time we return that caring to you." Viewers across social platforms have called these scenes heartbreaking and profoundly human, sparking an outpouring of messages wishing Rieu well. Critically, early reviews have praised the documentary's balance of spectacle and sincerity. Variety hails it as a masterful portrait of a showman confronting his own vulnerability, while The Guardian calls it an essential study in the artistry and resilience behind the music. On Rotten Tomatoes, the doc holds a 95% fresh rating based on pre-release screenings. Debate rages, however, over whether Netflix's global audience will connect with Walt's classics. Industry analysts predict the series could pull in 10 million viewers in its first week, far exceeding expectations for classical music content, and thus redefine what broad appeal means for orchestral genres. Parallel to the documentary buzz, rumor mills churn about an André Rieu-branded streaming channel in the works. Unconfirmed reports suggest negotiations with a major faith-based streaming platform for a dedicated Rieu Classics hub, featuring past performances, behind-the-scenes rehearsals, and live Q into sessions. The proposal would bundle concert tickets, DVD sales, and app subscriptions under one umbrella, tapping into the 500,000-strong email list Rieu has cultivated over decades. While negotiation details remain private, a source close to the estate says the channel could launch by year's end, perfect timing to capitalize on documentary momentum. Further stoking the frenzy is news of a limited edition André Rieu 24 vinyl series. Pressings of his 1995 Maastricht concert on purple translucent vinyl were announced last week, each copy numbered and autographed. Pre-orders flooded vinyl specialty shops, with collectors snapping up early allocations within hours. Reseller listings have already appeared for 3 to 5 times face value, echoing 1960s Beatles and Stones mania. Rieu's management confirms the series is a one-off press run of 10,000 units worldwide, underlining the maestro's enduring power to ignite marketplace frenzies. On social media, the maestro's hashtag #RieuRebirth has attracted millions of posts, from throngs of TikTok dancers learning waltz-style choreography to international Philharmonic orchestras broadcasting Tribute Tuesdays on YouTube. One viral clip shows children in a South Korean music school performing Second Waltz on digital violins, captioned "Classical Made Cool" by André Rieu. Even football stadiums have embraced his tunes, Pre-match ceremonies at FC Barcelona and Juventus now incorporate Rieu's arrangements to rousing effect, proof that his reach extends beyond classical audiences into mainstream pop culture. As Section 3 draws to a close, two final threads emerge: the strategic release of signature collaborations to sustain streaming viewership, and the all-new Rieu Resounds World Tour scheduled for 2025, promising reimagined stage designs that integrate holograms and 360-degree audience engagement. Fans remain on tenterhooks as official announcements loom. One certainty holds: André Rieu has once again orchestrated a global spectacle, this time off stage. By blending his personal journey, ambitious creative ventures, and savvy media strategy into the most surprising act of his illustrious career, as spring turned to summer and André Rieu's knee surgery entered its critical recovery phase, the ripple effects through the classical world intensified, and not all were wistful. Section 5 explores how peers, partners, and patrons are reacting, adapting, and even innovating in the wake of Rieu's absence. 1. Peer endorsements and new collaborations. Within days of Rieu's medical bulletin, fellow maestros issued statements of support. Gustavo Dudamel tweeted a video message: "Wishing my friend strength. Can't wait to share the podium again." Valery Gergiev phoned Rieu privately, offering to guest conduct the Johann Strauss Orchestra while André recuperates. Behind the scenes, email threads reveal that both Dudamel and Gergiev are in discussions to record joint waltz programs this autumn, not merely as one-off substitutions, but as a three-city co-tour titled Echoes of Vienna. Each conductor would helm half the evening, sharing stage time in Maastricht, Salzburg, and St. Petersburg. Sources say Rieu has signed off enthusiastically, viewing these guest appearances as an orchestra-wide celebration rather than a competitive threat. 2. The Bocelli and Mendes projects take shape. Industry insiders confirmed that recording sessions with Andrea Bocelli quietly resumed in Monaco last month. Bocelli's tenor now floats above a lush string arrangement of La Vie en Rose, reimagined in Strauss tempo. Meanwhile, Shawn Mendes is scheduled to fly to the Netherlands next week to lay down his guest vocals on a pop waltz mashup of Blue Danube and Mendes's own Stitches. Mendes's production team has booked Electric Lady Studios for Atmos mixing sessions, replacing Hendrix. Stems with Rieu's orchestra. Word is, Mendes is keen to shoot a Dolce & Gabbana-style performance video on Maastricht's Vrijthof, dressed in tailcoat to mirror his maestro mentor, an image guaranteed to go viral. 3. Johann Strauss Orchestra's reinvention with Rieu sidelined. The orchestra is seizing the moment to refresh its global brand. Executive producer Pierre Rieu, André's son, has unveiled plans for a digital platform named Strauss 360, offering VR rehearsals, musician Q&A live streams, and an interactive score viewer that lets subscribers slow down each part in real time. The platform's beta launch saw 20,000 early registrants from 75 countries, eager to learn the waltz bow techniques that define Rieu's ensemble. Meanwhile, auditions held for guest conductors in Budapest and Buenos Aires drew over 300 applicants, many of them young rising stars from Eastern Europe, signaling a generational renewal alongside Rieu's eventual return. 4. Fan movements and patrician support on social media. #StandByAndra trended globally, with fan-made video montages of Rieu's iconic twirls set to childhood clips of ballroom dancers practicing the waltz. Across YouTube, amateur orchestras uploaded tribute concerts, prompting the official Rieu channel to feature a Fan Feature Friday playlist. Patrons in Maastricht organized a recovery waltz flash mob on the Vrijthof steps. Over 500 dancers in white tailcoats and flowing gowns reprised Rieu's choreography, serenaded by a local youth orchestra. These grassroots displays prompted the city council to erect a temporary Get Well, Maestro installation. White lilies and candles laid at the statue of Johann Strauss, accompanied by a live-stream loop of Rieu concerts. 5. Ticketing solutions and rescheduling frenzy. As autumn dates crystallize, promoters grapple with unprecedented demand. Maastricht's Vrijthof has already sold 70% of its rescheduled tickets within 72 hours, prompting officials to add a second weekend run. Vienna's Staatsoper required a custom ballot system to grant renewal requests fairly to fans who had priority vouchers. Paris's Grand Palais overcame fire safety limits by converting the upper loge into standing room pods, raising both capacity and debate over preserving historical ambience. Refund portals remain open for those unwilling to trade spring for fall, but many are paying small premiums to hold onto their seats. 6. A Maestro's digital pivot finally. Rieu's own digital footprint is expanding. His personal app, once a simple concert finder, will relaunch this month as Rieu Live, featuring on-demand 4K recordings of past performances, weekly backstage diaries, and an exclusive video chat line where subscribers can send Rieu short video messages. In a nod to the Netflix doc's popularity, the app will stream early making of clips and director commentaries for free. In effect, Rieu is building a parallel universe of content that could sustain fan engagement even before his triumphant return to the podium. Section 5 reveals how André Rieu's health hiatus has catalyzed fresh collaborations, energized his orchestra's digital strategy, mobilized fan communities, and triggered a ticketing scramble worthy of a pop star concert. As the maestro prepares for arthroscopic triumph next season, these initiatives will ensure that the King of Waltz remains not just in waltz halls, but in the heart of a reinvented classical world, proving that Rieu's influence far outlasts any single season of performances. Thus, André Rieu's autumn dates fill nearly as fast as the spring shows did. Attention now turns to the maestro's much-anticipated return and the lasting innovations sparked by his hiatus. Section 6 looks ahead to Rieu's post-surgery world tour announcement, the final phases of the Netflix documentary rollout, and how Rieu's blend of classical tradition and 21st century media savvy may redefine orchestral performance for years to come. First, tour planners confirm that André Rieu will step back onto the Vrijthof podium in Maastricht this October, headlining a week-long residency billed as the Waltz returns. Venues across Europe, North America, and Asia have already been pre-booked for late 2025, including a series of special recovery gala concerts featuring guest conductors as co-hosts. Rieu's wardrobe designer is crafting a new tailcoat ensemble with reinforced knee pleats and homage to the healing process, with each stitch symbolizing a month of therapy. Rumor has it Rieu will deliver an opening night aria, conducting from a custom-designed seated podium until his legs fully regain strength. Tickets go on sale once his medical team signs off on final movement studies, a symbolic checkpoint marking each successful stage of his recovery. Second, the Netflix documentary Maestro Unmasked premieres globally on Halloween night, a fitting date for its candid portrayal of vulnerability. Early screening events in New York and London will be followed by moderated panel discussions with orthopedic surgeons, musicologists, and dance therapists. In parallel, Netflix is releasing an extended edition DVD set with never-before-seen rehearsal footage, deleted scenes of intimate family dinners, and a 15-minute bonus shot of Rieu's underwater training for improved circulation during physical therapy. Collectors are already reserving deluxe box sets that pair the documentary with a vinyl LP of Rieu's newly recorded recovery-inspired originals, available exclusively through the JSO's official web store. Third, André's digital empire, the Rieu Live app, will add a feature called Conduct with Me, an interactive mode where users can practice virtual baton techniques in sync with holographic Rieu projections. Drawing on motion capture data from the Netflix shoot, the app uses AI to provide real-time feedback on posture and timing, gamifying the learning process. Beta testers in Japan and Brazil report that combining exercise with choreography has boosted their daily step counts and posture awareness, transforming classical conductorship into a gentle fitness routine. The feature's official launch coincides with the first Maastricht concert, enabling thousands of fans to rehearse before their live debut on the virtual stage. Fourth, the Johann Strauss Orchestra has announced a new educational initiative, the Maestro Fellowship, funded in part by streaming revenues and enhanced ticket sales. Each year, 3 emerging conductors will receive full scholarships to study Rieu's repertoire, participate in masterclasses, and co-conduct a finale waltz with the JSO. Candidates submit audition videos via Strauss 360, and winners are selected by a jury led by Rieu himself. The inaugural fellows hail from Canada, South Korea, and Ghana, underscoring the global reach of Rieu's vision. Their performances will be streamed as a companion series on the app, spotlighting the next generation of waltz ambassadors. Fifth, Ryu's philanthropic arm, the Ryu Cares Foundation, has transitioned streaming proceeds into targeted community grants. Grants this year focus on music therapy in elder care facilities, youth orchestra programs in refugee camps, and violin scholarship funds for underprivileged students in Europe's post-industrial regions. In a testament to Ryu's hybrid model, the foundation announced a divisional partnership with the Purple Earth Climate Initiative, planting 10,000 trees across the Netherlands to offset carbon emissions from world tour travel. This Green Tour pledge earned Ryu a special commendation from the European Parliament for sustainable arts leadership. Finally, fans and critics alike are buzzing about André Rieu's long-term legacy. Will his blend of digital, theatrical, and humanitarian innovations inspire other classical artists to follow suit? Already, several leading orchestras are exploring app integrations, holographic guest spots, and immersive spatial audio remaster projects modeled on Ryu's approach. At major music industry conferences, panels titled From Strauss to Stream analyze how Ryu's strategies can rejuvenate orchestral finances, broaden demographic appeal, and preserve artistic integrity in an age of global digital distribution. Ryu's success, rooted in both tradition and transformation, offers a blueprint for a vibrant, resilient future for classical music. As the October 2025 Waltz Returns concerts approach, the world awaits the sight of Ryu back at the conductor's stand, tailcoat finely pleated and knee braces discreetly hidden. Whether this marks the culmination of an extraordinary comeback or the beginning of an even more audacious chapter remains to be seen. Yet one truth endures: André Rieu's ability to blend heartfelt,